So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the finale of the FIFA 19 Arsenal career mode, modded for the 2019-20 season. It has all come down to this. It is the title decider. It is the Europa League decider. Our fate in this entire series comes down to this very episode number 12. You guys have been smashing the support for the series overall, especially given FIFA 20 is less than a week away, and hopefully I'll be repaying you with some silverware in this episode. There's 2 trophies up for grabs. We're in the Europa League semi-finals. We face Sevilla, but potentially the bigger one is the Premier League, and we were well on course to be going into this episode with it all in our hands. But a draw in a sim against Leicester and a humongous loss to Tottenham in a North London derby means we are now on the back foot, 1 point behind Liverpool and potentially Manchester United if they win a game in hand. Now, in terms of the games you'll be seeing today, you'll definitely be seeing 5. Sevilla in both legs of the Europa League semi-finals. If we win that on aggregate, then obviously we'll be in the final as well. That'll take place right at the end of the month. And in terms of the Premier League, we've got Burnley away, Norwich away, and Manchester City on the final day of the season. Now, what is super interesting is the fixtures at the end of this season. So, obviously, we're in a title fight with, so many teams. Liverpool, Spurs, United, and Manchester City. City next play Everton. Liverpool should beat Sheffield United. United should beat Leicester. But then as we go down, there are much more difficult games for the teams around us. Liverpool and Manchester City play each other. We've also got Manchester United away against Chelsea. And on the final day of the season, we've got Manchester United v Spurs. So at some point, pretty much all of the teams involved in this title race play each other, including us playing City on the final day of the season. This is a title race of the ages if it stays this close till the final day of the season. If you're excited for this finale though, slap a like on the video and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. If you've only just arrived at the channel, you've missed a lot. The playlist link will be in the top right of the screen for you. And it's time for those nerves to get jangling straight off the bat. It's time for the first game. The entire time in the knockout stages we played away first of all, which is an advantage. So Sevilla have an early advantage there. We just got to try and keep them out, which we haven't really done very often in this series. Reece Nelson and James Maddison are in. Pepe is tired, so that's why Nelson starts. And we picked up an injury for Dani Ceballos right at the end of last episode. He should be back for game number 2 of this one, but James Maddison has to step in for Europa League duty. We do need a good performance, though, to put those North London derby demons behind us, and it'll be us getting the game kicked off. I've got the trainer on. That needs to come off. This is Matteo Guendouzi on the edge of the area, meanwhile, and that is a good save from the Sevilla keeper. Lacazette over here to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in space, and he goes, instead of a finesse, I held RB down there. He went with his laces instead. Reece Nelson, Lacazette, they're making a good run, and that is 1-0. It's a pretty early goal in this tie, and it is exactly what we needed from the marksman himself. Lacazette had a day off against Spurs. We won't allow it because of how bad we were, but at least he is backfiring now. Maddison with the ball into Nelson. He then bides his time, waits for Lacazette to become available. It's pretty lax defending really from Sevilla. They only had one man really to mark. Definitely been coming. We started this game really, really well in the first 20 minutes, and I think we are deserving of the lead that we now have. Lacazette gives it away, but Aubameyang recovers well and then gets away from the defender. Great stuff from Aubameyang down the line here into James Maddison. Is that Kieran Tierney in the centre? It'll go, though, to Alexander Lacazette with the finesse. Agonisingly wide. I don't know why Kieran Tierney was so advanced. Maddison's won that back and now found Lacazette, but a beautiful challenge comes in from one of the Sevilla centre-backs. Guendouzi's carried on running. Outside now is James Maddison and deflected over the bar. We're really looking for more of the same in this second half, but that clean sheet is going to be another crucial thing as well here. Oliver Torres. Jesus Navas back to Torres again. And I genuinely thought that was in. I so thought that was in. It hits the side netting in the end. Sevilla's first sniff at a chance. This now is Matteo Guendouzi through towards Maddison. But again, good defending. To be fair, Sevilla, although we've absolutely dominated this game overall, defensively and in terms of blocking, they've been so good in this one. Just disappointment, generally speaking. The away goal has happened. It was always going to. Why are we even surprised? David Luiz with an absolutely awful clearance. It drops to Roque Mesa, is it? And it's ended up in the back of the net. Sevilla, with their first actual decent chance of the game, have got themselves a crucial away goal. Now, it could change because Nicolas Pepe is on the ball here. He's got Lacazette with him. Lacazette in the centre, well blocked and just smuggled somehow away by Sevilla. Coming forward here with Lacazette. Man over was Aubameyang. What an interception. Oh my god, that is like a game-winning interception. Well, it's not the best start. It's salvageable. It's a 1-1 draw at the Emirates. It really should have been a win for us. One goal in Spain and we're fine, but right now Sevilla do have a slight advantage. Man of the match was Lacazette, 8.6 rating for him. Apart from that, it seems like everyone else was pretty lackluster. Reece Nelson with an 8.3, Xhaka and Guendouzi as well getting into the 8s, to be fair. Now, the second game here is going to be a sim against Burnley. Now, this is a risk, I will be honest with you. I was originally going to sim the Norwich game, but, I mean, having said that, we played Burnley earlier on in the season and lost, so playing them wouldn't have been a guaranteed win either. Into this one then, 9 minutes gone. Granit Xhaka gives us the lead. Very decent start here. Johan Berg Gudmundsson, though, equalises. 26 minutes gone. Nicolas Pepe, though, gives us the lead back just before half-time. Burnley making us work for this one. Our former player, Mkhitaryan, with a yellow card. Flurry of substitutions and another goal for ourselves. Lucas Torreira gets one with 9 minutes to go. That is a 3-1 victory. The main thing now is hoping everyone has recovered for the second leg of the Europa League ties. So if you're wondering about the Premier League now, with just 2 games to go, Liverpool still out on top, 1 point clear of ourselves. They're on 88, we are on 87. Spurs keeping us honest, they're on 86. Then City United as well there, though they've got a game in hand. Even if they win that, they only go on to 86 points. They must have dropped some points somewhere in their most recent game. But now we move back to a focus on European football, because we are going into the second leg of the Europa League semi-finals against Sevilla. A 1-1 draw at the Emirates means Sevilla do actually have the upper hand. However, any goal here in Spain, and we are at least putting the pressure back on them. We have to score in this game. It's pretty self-explanatory, but a 0-0 is not good enough. A 1-1 isn't really good enough either, because that takes it to extra time, and that will completely ruin us going into the next game in the Premier League. It's all about being clinical. That's the big thing today, I think, folks. That first game, we had plenty of chances. We played well enough. That was one of the best performances we've actually had recently. Here we come with Nicolas Pepe. Spreads the play here into Aubameyang early on. Has got a bit of space to run into. Cuts inside. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has his shot blocked there. Again, Sevilla with some wonderful defending. That looked as if he had no chance of getting back into position, and somehow the block has been made to deny Aubameyang. Ball in is towards David Luiz, though, and that is the goal we needed from the corner. David Luiz has provided. What a massively important goal from the Brazilian. 11 minutes in, we're back in the lead, in the tie. The corner swung in from Granit Xhaka. He gets ahead of his man, does David Luiz, and he's nogging it in. Power and accuracy. It's high towards the roof of the net. I actually thought it had gone over the bar. It's 1-0 on the night. It's 2-1 on aggregate, and Sevilla now have to come out and attack us. But they've got to score 2 if they want to go through in normal time now. 1 is not enough. That takes it to extra time. I don't think either side wants that. I can imagine Sevilla have got a pretty busy schedule these days as well. This has been a midfield maestro performance from Ceballos. In this one, we've seen some bit more mediocre performances from him after his amazing first half of the season. But he's back on form now. Approaching half-time then, still 1-0. This is all we need right now to go through to the final of the Europa League. And we can maybe extend it as well, because this is Ceballos. Pepe's arriving at the back post. This is Pepe, and that is 2-0. And now we do have some breathing space. Nicolas Pepe has made it 2-0, set up by Dani Ceballos, and that could be a huge, huge goal for this tie and for the Europa League in general. He was always going to have the pace to get there ahead of the defender, and thankfully, like he did against Everton, he's available to nod the ball into the back of the net. And now, I mean, Sevilla now are in issues. Sevilla are in dire issues now. They need 3 goals now, because now, technically, we have more away goals. They almost got one there, though. Vasquez with the volley. In the end, it's in towards the side netting. Sevilla with the first time ball in. Tierney deals with it. It's blocked at the second attempt. That, though, is half-time, and exactly the first half we needed here in Seville. 2-0 at the break. Literally perfect. Goals from David Luiz and Nicolas Pepe mean we need to concede 3 in the second half to go out. Corner's going to get swung in. It's towards Socrates this time. Cleared away to Emil Smith-Rowe. Now out to Ainsley Maitland-Niles, blocked. Now to Ceballos on the volley. Oh, it doesn't matter at all. But what a goal. Dani Ceballos makes it 3-0 on the night. What a volley that is. The corner comes out. Ainsley Maitland-Niles goes for a drive. It's blocked, and that technique from Ceballos is actually disgusting. What a goal. Oh my, stop it. That technique is grim from Dani Ceballos. Right, now the question is, can we keep that fabled clean sheet? I saw a joke about it last episode where basically we just can't keep them. Just any game we ever play, we don't keep a clean sheet in it. Lacazette there into Ceballos. Still Dani Ceballos. He's worked the space excellently. It is saved though. Ceballos is just having one of them. He's genuinely having one of them games where he just looks just like one of the best number 10s in the world. All in from Guendouzi is towards Socrates. It's blocked on the line. Cleared away. Here comes Sevilla now with Roque Mesa. And there it is. There it is. It was always gonna happen. Just every single time. It'll make no difference to the game overall or the tie, really. It's still 4-2 on aggregate. Roque Mesa, though, has got his second. He scored both goals, actually. Socrates, yeah, that's... Oh, Leno, come on, man. You've been good in this series, but that's all on you. That, though, is the end of the game. The semi-finals are done. It's a 3-1 victory on the night in Spain, which is huge, to be honest with you. I thought that was going to be a really difficult game. It was, to be fair, in the end. I think we were good value for the win. And that now sees us progress to the final. We have our first opportunity at actual silverware. It's really no surprise. Dani Ceballos is your man of the match. 9.2 rating for him. He genuinely pulled the strings. Chelsea won 3-1 in the end in the other semi-final, so they are definitely going through. 5-1 on aggregate, and it is going to be an all-London Europa League final again. Lads, I do not quite believe what I am seeing. Going into the penultimate game of the season, Spurs, 89 points. Liverpool, only 89. They've dropped points. Liverpool have drawn with City 2-2. That, unfortunately, for Manchester City puts them out of the title race now. So it is now maximum a 4-horse race. United have actually got a game in hand somewhere as well. I don't know where that falls into place. But we are now in a position where if we beat Norwich, we're on to 90 points and we're a point clear going into the final game of the season against Manchester City. Oh, man, we could put it back in our hands again. Now, it's time for game number 3, away from home at Norwich. This is the penultimate game of the league season, and as I expected, the stamina is absolutely disgusting after the Europa League game. The likes of Ceballos, Lacazette aren't taking place, just not taking part in this game at all. Same for Socrates, same for Hector Bellerin. It's still a good team. We've got the likes of Pepe, Aubameyang, Mateta and Maddison are very capable, but it isn't our strongest lineup. Hopefully, it is enough to get the job done, because I gotta reiterate, if we win here, we are in the driving seat to win the league going into that final game of the season. This is massive. This is our first and will be our only trip to Carrow Road. I don't see us coming here again during the course of this series, but obviously on FIFA 20, you'll see us arriving here at some point. That career mode will be starting soon. If you follow me on Twitter or on Instagram, you'll know what team I'm going to be using. That's a plug. Go and follow that down in the description below. 3 points here, and we go above both Spurs and Liverpool in the table. I cannot stress how important this game actually is, and we're getting underway now. We've got the likes of Timu Pukki, obviously, to defend against someone who's been doing so well in real life. He's become a bit of a meme. I don't know what to expect in this game, because Norwich obviously are not the best team. They've not got good ratings because they're technically still a championship side, but they could still do a pretty decent job as Nicolas Pepe's P-roller goes just wide of the far post. Aubameyang around the corner there into Maddison. Mateta's running ahead. He's made a really good timed run because in the middle is Nicolas Pepe. He takes a touch and Pepe makes it 1-0 after 10 minutes of the game. Yes. Nicolas Pepe has actually found his shooting boots in this series again. It's great work from Mateta down the left-hand side. I didn't want to take it first time because he's at too much of an angle and it was on his right foot. He was never going to score from there. He takes the touch, nice and composed, and then with the outside of his stronger foot, blasts it past the keeper. Oh my God, we needed that so badly. That's right. The nerves have gone a little bit. The nerves are just a tiny little bit. This is Pepe. One more pass now into Lucas Torreira. He's blazed that one, though, over the bar. He may have hit the post extraordinarily against Lyon, but you don't back him very often in positions like that, so I'll accept it from the holding mid. 35 minutes gone, though, and Norwich haven't really had a chance in this game. They've looked dangerous at times on the edge of our area, but no real shots or chances yet. There's try ball into Pookie. Just got to hold on, really, for the final minute of this half, and thankfully, Leno is there to save from Norwich's first shot of the game. Norwich still looking pretty decent. That ball again into Hernandez. Well challenged, though, by Aubameyang. He then loses it in a really dangerous position. What a block, though, by David Luiz. That was absolutely vital from him. Lucas Torreira down the channel towards Mateta, who's actually got there. Good strength from him. He's got men in the middle. The back stick. There is Aubameyang, and he just heads it back across goal. Because I badly timed it, I'm still getting my head, to be honest, it's been a year. I'm still getting my head around not spamming B to try and score with a header. But Aubameyang there. Decent opportunity. Messed up by myself, though. Mateta here on the edge of the area. Really good touch from him and beaten away by Fairman. Solid effort in the end from the young Frenchman, but it was decent enough for the keeper to deal with as David Luiz has his header cleared off the line, but it bounces around. It's put in by Mateta, and we have got that 2-goal lead. He celebrates in front of the Arsenal fans. They're not going as wild as I would have hoped, to be brutally honest, but David Luiz proving to be a menace in the air again. Maddison with the ball in. David Luiz gets his head on it. It's cleared off the line, and then, I don't know, Fernandez, I think, just tries to react. Can't really wrap his head around the ball to actually get it clear. It just comes back across the area again. Mateta then glances it in. Maddison plays that one down the line into Aubameyang, who's got plenty of space and plenty of pace to do stuff with it. It's into Mateta, and that is 3-0. You just knew it was going to happen, realistically. Mateta gets his brace. In that position, he's never going to miss. 20 minutes to go. The 3 points are wrapped up. It's 3 goals, and we are going to be going back to the top of the league with a game to go. It's simple as you like, really. Aubameyang just uses his pace, cuts it back. Mateta sets himself up and curls it around the defender and around the goalkeeper into that far post. He's not gonna miss from there. This kid coming in from Mainz has honestly been one of the best transfers of the series. That is the end of the game. We officially are going into the final game of the Premier League season with the league lead. I cannot believe I am saying that after how last episode ended. We have somehow turned it around. We have somehow frauded it, and we are now going into the final game of the season with a 1-point lead, but we're facing Manchester City, who I'm pretty sure beat us earlier on in the season. Under pressure, it's some of the fringe players that perform. Mateta with a 9.6 rating. I was impressed by Maddison, but he didn't really get the rating to reflect it. David Luiz, Lucas Torreira, Aubameyang, and Pepe also doing really well there. This is a big old... Oh, man. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. Here we go. Oh, my God. Have you seen the table? Nah, mate, honestly. What am I witnessing? The whole top 4 is covered by a point. And Spurs and United have got to play each other. Meanwhile, we've got to play City. Liverpool have got a Merseyside derby. Oh my God, this is the best climax to a season ever. 1 game to go, 1 point covers 4 teams. City will finish 5th, that's confirmed. They can't even get into the Champions League. If you're wondering about the individual accolades, there's a battle going on there. Unfortunately, it doesn't really involve an Arsenal player. Right, take a deep breath, compose yourselves, because this is going to be intensity like you've never experienced it before. It's Arsenal v City at the Emirates. We've got to win, realistically, okay? Not everyone else in this title race is going to drop points. Let's not beat around the bush. United and Spurs are playing each other. That's calm. They could both drop points, but I'm not expecting Liverpool to get anything less than a win against Everton. So it really does all come down to this, and we are playing City. We're playing a team that's racked up 85 points this season. This is going to be far from easy, but we've got to do the job. If we want to win this league title, we have got to beat the reigning champions, Manchester City, to take their crown. This is absolutely huge. This title race has been colossal from start to finish, and it's going to end that way as well. Arsenal v Manchester City at the Emirates to decide where the title goes. Here we go. We have kicked off. It is the final day of the season. We've got to win. I can't even just play from the start as if, yeah, I'll take the draw. Let's just be casual and composed in possession. One thing I will say is I don't think I've got score updates on, mainly so I don't distract myself. I know it would be good to have it on, you know, whatever, but we can check at half time, I'm pretty sure. I know we've lost to City earlier on in this series, but we got thrashed by Spurs. Yet earlier on in the season, we beat them 5-2, so there's no real guarantee as to what the scoreline will be here. Now, Aubameyang has made a run through the centre. What a ball that is to find him. Kyle Walker is there and takes his man down. That is surely got to be a red card. Surely Walker is the last man there. The referee agrees. 11 minutes gone. City are down to 10 men after a last-ditch, last-man challenge from Kyle Walker gone wrong. Oh my goodness me. City have got to play 80 minutes of this game with one player less. Walker is sent for the earliest of early showers, and it could be one of the most important of early showers as well. It's not just that, it's actually a free kick in a pretty decent area as well. Granit Xhaka is going to be the man to take it. I'm going to try and blast it over the wall. If this goes in, the roof is going to erupt. Granit Xhaka with the free kick, and it went through the wall, but it's saved by Ederson. Are City now playing without a right back because they haven't made a substitution? But seemingly, I don't know, have they changed shape? Maybe Raheem Sterling might be playing there, it seems. This is Aubameyang. What a turn from him away from Laporte. Well blocked, though, by the Frenchman in the end. And he comes in with a challenge on Sterling, but he's got away from him regardless. Socrates is able to head that one clear emphatically. Lacazette sweeps up as well. Down the line here into Ceballos, making use of the fact that City are basically playing without a right back at the moment. Ceballos in towards Lacazette. That's not where I wanted it to go. Trying to play it through City at the moment. That might be quite difficult. They will be defensive given they are down to 10 men. Lacazette there. That's through though towards Danny Ceballos. Oh, it's off the crossbar. And Aubameyang heads it over. Inches away, literally, from taking the lead there with Ceballos. Oh man, oh man, oh man. That was a big one. That's the first big chance of the game, really. The edge of the area. That's Ceballos looking for the space, but he's smuggled out in the end. David Silva, by the way, has got no stamina at all. What on earth has happened to David Silva? Good work there from Guendouzi. And Aubameyang once again is set away down this left-hand side. Got loads of space because of the lack of right back. This is Ceballos over into Nicolas Pepe. It's 1-0 right on the edge of half-time. Nicolas Pepe has done it right at the end of the half. Nicolas Pepe puts us in the position to win the Premier League. He's finessed it past Ederson. Benjamin Mendy tried to come across as well. Maybe hindered his goalkeeper in the end by getting in the way. The Emirates erupts. We are in the position to win the league no matter what happens elsewhere. It's a 13th goal of the season for Nicolas Pepe. A man who has been so hit and miss in front of goal. He has really hit when it matters. Arsenal 1, City 0. Arsenal in position to win the league for the first time since that great invincible season, but we have got to hold on still. But they're also still Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne forces an amazing save on a Burnley, and that would have been a disgusting end to the half because we're meant to have 2 additional minutes and we are currently on the 4th minute. I don't know what on earth, because the ball has been all over the pitch. I don't quite understand how the referee hasn't blown for half time yet. The ball is in, looks like a dangerous one. Aubameyang gets it clear. That has got to be half time. There it is, finally. But in the end, we go in at the break at 1-0. Now, elsewhere, Liverpool are beating Everton 2-0. That's really all we need to look at. If Liverpool are winning, I don't care about the other result because Liverpool have a better goal difference. To be fair, Spurs might have a better goal difference. I don't even know. Regardless, it is time for the second half. And what an intense and just nerve-wracking and flipping, sweat-inducing second half this is going to be. The Arsenal Stadium is bouncing right now, but we've still got 40-odd minutes before we see what we want to see in this game. Aubameyang gets past Sterling. Ceballos here into Lacazette. He turns back. Lacazette has done it! What a goal! Alexander Lacazette has brought out an absolute piece of brilliance exactly when we needed it. 7 minutes into this second half. It is 2-0 and we are firmly in the position now to win this Premier League. It's so simple when you look back at the replay. City defenders not doing enough. They know Lacazette's going to do that. How many times have we seen him pull out a finesse like that in this series? Too many times, lads. I don't mean to cause alarm, but we are very much on the verge now. We could actually win the league despite the 4-0 loss, and it could be 3-0. Lacazette set away by Ceballos. It is 3-0. We are in absolute dreamland. The Premier League is coming back to North London, ladies and gentlemen. 55 minutes gone. It's going to be all 3 points from here. The Emirates is absolutely erupting right now. Arsenal fans have gone through years, a decade of pain, agony, mediocrity, and finally they've seen a team come together and produce the goods when it matters. Guendouzi's now won the ball. This is Lacazette. That's through for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and it is 4-0. It's a carnival. 3 goals in 10 minutes. Manchester City have completely capitulated. Half an hour to go. This is the biggest party ever. We are going to be Premier League champions, and we have won 4-0. I'm actually loving life. This is amazing. Aubameyang now adds himself to the score sheet. It's just sick because I feel like we've worked so hard with the slider settings, the realism mod, just the general stuff we've gone through so far in this series. We deserve this. We have worked hard to be in this position. Aubameyang, this could be 5. Aubameyang cuts inside. The step over. Oh my God, what a goal that would have been. I'm just going to have to take a break from playing for a second. That was filthy from Aubameyang. The save was extraordinary from Ederson. But what a goal. That genuinely would have been another contender for goal of the season. Oh, wow. We are turning on the style here today, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nicolas Pepe bursting through, and Nicolas Pepe tries to score a spectacular one as well. And I just say, Matteo Guendouzi, you might not have seen much of him in this game, but he has been spectacular. From a defensive display and winning the ball, Matteo Guendouzi has had an absolute blinder. It's genuinely a joke. That's now sprayed into Pepe. We're coming forward again here. Lovely back heel from Lacazette back into Pepe again. He'll dink it up into Alexander Lacazette, and on the volley, I thought I might as well try something spectacular again. Just 1 minute to go of additional time. Maybe one more chance for a goal. Feeling a little bit greedy. Maddison, though, loses the ball. It's cleared away. We will get a throw in, though. There is still one more chance, maybe, for one final little goal here in this game. Guendouzi swept up by De Bruyne. That, ladies and gentlemen, is it. We are Premier League champions with a thumping 4-0 win over Manchester City. This time last episode, we were getting absolutely slapped up at this very stadium by our North London rivals Tottenham 4-0. This time, the roles have to an extent been reversed. It is us handing out a 4-0 win when it matters. That is one of the best performances to win a league ever. We have beaten the reigning champions. We have ripped the Premier League title from their grasp, not just gently taken it from them. It is a 4-0 win over City. Granit Xhaka is going to be the man to lift the trophy. And we, ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal Football Club, are Premier League champions for 2019-2020. The absolute most hard-fought title of any kind in this channel's history. I've never had to work for something so hard. We've actually managed to do it by 1 point over Liverpool and potentially either Spurs or Manchester United. One of the best title races you will ever see has ended in us lifting the trophy. North London is officially red. The Arsenal fans are loving it. The confetti rains from the sky. We've got fireworks going off as well. A 4-0 win. Do you want to do it any more emphatically? Mateta and Socrates down next to the trophy. Arsenal are Premier League champions. Ceballos takes away the Man of the Match award, and honestly, he has put in one of the best individual displays of an episode in recent history. 9.5 for him. Lacazette as well with 2 goals gets a 9.5. Aubameyang with a 9. We've won the Premier League. Lads, we've actually won the Premier League. In the end, Liverpool beat Everton 4-1, so it was vital that we won that game. Also, Spurs beating Manchester United in the other game, so that was crucial too. There, though, confirmation, we have won the league by a point over Spurs. So it would have actually been Spurs who would have taken the trophy because they had better goal difference, of course. They almost scored 100 goals in the season. We contributed 4 of those, and we still beat them to the league. How glorious is that? They won more games, they scored more goals, they beat us 4-0, and still, we agonizingly beat them by 1 point. You love to see it. Oh man, there you can see it. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang pictured with the Premier League trophy in a press conference. You thought that was the end of it? I'm afraid to tell you, the intensity just keeps on coming. And now that we've won the Prem, I want to do the double. We've got Chelsea in the final. It is literally last year's Europa League final. I don't understand how that has happened, but it has. We're unchanged from the side that absolutely slapped up City on that final day of the season. So this is it then, folks. To be honest, I can't really remember playing Chelsea during the course of this season. Oh, no, I can. No, that's a lie, because we had that amazing, like, ridiculous game that ended like 5-3 or something, where there was like a 10-minute period where there was like 6 goals or something. Well, I mean, for a neutral, I'm sure they'll be hoping we get more of the same today. From my perspective, not so much. And just to top it all off, it's not just a London derby in the Europa League final, it's at the London Stadium as well. Most of these players could have just got the tube into the final. They don't have to go anywhere. Chelsea have had a really underwhelming domestic campaign. They finished well adrift in 6th place. I think the Europa League would be a decent replacement because obviously it would get them into the Champions League. We've already done that, it goes without saying, by winning the Premier League. There is the side we are up against. Quite a young centre-back partnership in Omaruo and Christensen, and Bakayoko playing at left-back. Regardless, we move. The Europa League final, ladies and gentlemen. We had to work hard against Sevilla to make this one happen. To be fair, we've had an unbelievable campaign. We've slapped up multiple good teams in getting to this final. Ruben Loftus-Cheek here, playing it out wide into Willian. Down the line now for Andrea Belotti, but David Luiz has had an unbelievable episode. He looked like just a bog standard centre-back until now, but he's really stepped up when it matters into Matteo Guendouzi. I'd have thought about shooting if that was Xhaka. It is Xhaka. Now to Guendouzi. Oh, bun it. Let's go for the long shot. It's saved by Kepa. It was pretty easy, I think, in the end. This has really been an episode of exploiting poor fullbacks. Against City, obviously, they just elected to leave Raheem Sterling there, which really made no sense to me. In this game, Chelsea got Bakayoko playing, which is a very interesting tactic, given he's up against Nicolas Pepe. Here, though, could be an opportunity for us. Nicolas Pepe down the right, cuts back into Aubameyang. 1-0 to Arsenal here. 20 minutes gone. That is a big, big goal in this game. Aubameyang celebrates right in front of the Chelsea fans. It's shithousery of the finest order. Nicolas Pepe doing the damage again down the right, cuts back inside, and an unmarked Aubameyang. He's not even been picked up. I mean, Loftus-Cheek has gone with him, but I feel like in that part of the box, it shouldn't really be Ruben Loftus-Cheek dealing with the danger. I'm not gonna complain. We're leading here in a European final. To be fair, he doesn't always score very often in this series. I mean, he's been playing as a winger mostly, but he does score some really important goals, does Aubameyang. Same as the other winger, Pepe. And Tay there with an effort, saved well at the near post there by Burnley. Tierney misses the slide tackle. Loftus-Cheek will get on the end of it into the area. This is very dangerous, but his strike is straight at Burnley in the end. 5 minutes of the half left to go. Chelsea have definitely eased their way back into this football match. Willian will swing it in. It's very deep. Leno, though, easily gets that one. It was pretty much straight at him. Oh my goodness me, though, Leno rolls it out. I often say this, and it seems like a complete cop-out, but that's not who I wanted him to chuck it to. I wanted him to chuck it to David Luiz. Lacazette there, playing that one out into Nicolas Pepe. He'll cut inside. Pepe with the effort and a very erratic save from Kepa. I don't know if that took a deflection on the way through. Chelsea penned in right at the end of this first half. It's towards David Luiz. The ex-Chelsea player can't do anything this time. Guendouzi from range! Deflected onto the crossbar. Extraordinary. Right at the end of the half, Guendouzi's effort cannons off Christensen and then cannons off the crossbar. Wide here into Aubameyang. He's had a lot of the ball and he's played that one inside to Pepe. That's now through to Ceballos, off the bar again from Ceballos, and the header is wide from Lacazette. Nicolas Pepe's picking up a yellow card. I tell you what, I've just looked at the timer. I didn't realise we were heading towards the final 20 minutes already. You might not have seen that much from this half at all because it's just been so scrappy. It was like the Champions League final. This has been quite underwhelming as a European final on the grand stage. This is working in our favour though, because, you know, the scrappy nature of this is meaning Chelsea can't really get any proper possession on the ball or really make anything happen. Now this could be dangerous for Chelsea because Aubameyang is overlapping here and in quite a lot of space. We can maybe cut this one back towards Lacazette. It reaches Lacazette. What a save from Kepa. 1 minute and 15 left of this game. Giroud on the ball. Chelsea have got to go now. This is literally their last chance, and Loftus-Cheek produces a poor ball. If Tierney gets this clear, it's game over. It is. We've won the Europa League as well as the Premier League. It's 2 trophies in 2 games in the finale of this series. I'm genuinely shocked. I'm baffled. I'm perplexed. We have genuinely brought it back in the Premier League. We've defeated Sevilla easily, and we've taken the win against Chelsea. It's far from a European final classic, I won't lie. But do I care? Absolutely not. We have won the Europa League. We have taken European silverware for the first time in a long time as far as Arsenal are concerned. Obviously, they haven't won the Champions League. I think they won the Europa League, or when it was called the UEFA Cup or whatever back in the day. I don't know that for sure. But what I do know is that we've won it, and what I do know is that we have done the domestic and European double. Granit Xhaka has another trophy to lift. Arsenal are now Europa League champions as well as Premier League champions. What an end to this episode it has been. Honestly, tops off what has been just a beautiful season and a beautiful series. The Arsenal players are loving it. The Arsenal fans are enjoying themselves. Again, they probably had to maybe get the bus here. I mean, what, just the Victoria line in it? Actually, no, because this is the London Stadium. It's not at Arsenal. What I'm trying to say is it's beautiful to see the players celebrating in front of their adoring fans in their own city as well. North London really, really is red. Maybe just the whole of London is red at this point. We've beaten Chelsea now in a Europa League final. We've beaten Spurs in a dramatic title race. I think we can claim back the city. It's a shame we didn't get to see the likes of Maddison and Mateta in this final because ultimately they were so important in getting us here. These guys won the final. But some of the younger players, the likes of Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Eddie Nketiah, were instrumental in us being in this position at all. And there you have it. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, unsurprisingly, is your man of the match, having scored the winning goal. Pepe, Xhaka, Socrates, and Tierney also getting into the 8s. But overall, a really solid performance for everyone. A 1-0 victory, then, is enough for Arsenal to be crowned UEFA Europa League champions. Aubameyang, once again, is the man posing with the trophy. You know what? I'll allow it this time because he scored the winning goal. The Golden Boot winner in the Prem was Harry Kane. 31 goals for him. Granit Xhaka was top of the assist list. He went about that quietly. I didn't notice that at all. He shares the accolade with Kane and Marcus Rashford. In terms of the stats, Burnley playing by far the most games across the course of the series, obviously. Xhaka with 51. Honestly, this guy, he was just like so surprising. He actually played like a captain. He was easily the most consistent player across the course of the season. Socrates held the defense together a lot of the time, as you would expect. He was the best rated player. Nicolas Pepe, a revelation. His first half of the season was literally magical. Lacazette, top scorer, 33 goals from 45 games. David Luiz looked all right until like this episode, and then he became superhuman when it mattered. So he goes down as a legend of this series by proxy. Dani Ceballos, the same, except for the fact that he was also unbelievably good for the rest of the season too. Guendouzi as well, massively outperforming his overall. He was so much better than Lucas Torreira. Overall though, heroic performances from everyone in this episode, but across the course of the series as well. I think that is such a fitting way to end it all. That is the finale of the FIFA 19 Arsenal career mode. A little bit emotional because, to be honest with you, it's been one of my favorite series that I think I've ever done, but there's so many iconic moments from this series. I want to just say though, a massive, humongous thank you to all of you guys for watching during the course of this series. As I mentioned, it's been one of my favorite ones, but that's also, you know, as much as it's been what happened on the screen, it's also been you guys getting involved. But that is it from me. I hope you've enjoyed not only this video, not only as lifting trophies, but the entire series as well. But if you did enjoy, slap a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media these days. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today for 12 whole episodes, and thank you so much for making this series what it was. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.